What is up, everyone? We are back with another Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds tournament match. We got a really good one here for you today. This is perhaps going to be the closest match of round 2. We have MrAfroman20 and ElectricMiles. Afroman has a PB of 57.47, whereas Miles has a PB of 58.30.
Yeah, so I think these guys are seated, what, like literally one off of each other.
Yeah, they're literally 16th and 17th seed.
Yeah, so this definitely, it should be the closest match that we see, like HD said, in the second round. So, I mean, I'm excited. I feel like it could go either way. Afroman is something of an OG, whereas I know Miles is more recent. But Afroman's been around for a long time, so we'll see if that plays to his advantage. We'll see if he can tap into the roots of Luigi's Mansion and pull the dub off.
Afroman, he really doesn't grind the game that frequently. He tends to take pretty frequent breaks. But I mean, like, I feel like with this game in particular, taking breaks can actually be an advantage in a sense.
Sure, yeah. And I also feel like every tournament, like Afroman always enters every tournament and he comes and he just plays, dude. Like, this guy just, I don't know, man. I've always felt like he had more potential than what his time was.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, irregardless, he can make some pretty substantial mistakes, and it always seems like he plays really relative to his PB.
Yeah, I think we're in for a good match no matter what. Miles
Absolutely.
is probably more practiced than Afroman is, if I had to take a wild guess. I could be wrong, but I feel like just in general, Miles has been around the LM scene more frequently in recent times, so yeah, it definitely puts Miles at an advantage as far as probably just like being comfortable.
But also when it comes to speed games, this game really isn't Miles' priority either. He's more of a sunshine runner, so he'll come back to this game occasionally, and every time he does, he tends to PB at least once or twice. And for this being his secondary game, having a 58 is pretty amazing.
Dude,
so
what if they both PB'd, dude?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Well, that'd be great. Oh, we're off. All right, perfect.
Yep, here they go.
Oh, they're synced. All right, we don't even have to do anything. All right, this is great.
God.
All right, y'all know the rodeo. This is Luigi's Mansion. We don't really need to... my style of commentary is... I'm just gonna tell you what's happening. I ain't gonna tell. I'm not gonna explain the whole lore or anything.
We don't need no backstory.
You've seen the game a million times if you're watching this, and if you haven't, well, here's your chance to learn. So, the big thing weighing over everybody's head is obviously Chauncey one cycle. I have no idea how these guys are.
Well, it's interesting because Afroman actually uses a buffered strat to get the one cycle. And as for Miles, I'm not sure if he even goes for it. But with Afroman using that buffered strat, he actually has a pretty high consistency at it. So I have a feeling that's really going to play to his advantage.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I don't know, I'm excited for this one. I feel like it's going to be close, like, the whole time.
I do too.
I think as long as they both have the same outcome with Chauncey, I think we're gonna see a close race, like pretty much the entire run.
Really nice to see a close race this early on, because I feel like all these round 1, round 2 matches seem to be pretty one-sided, but as for this one, they're seated right next to each other.
Yeah, that's good. This is like, I think next round we're gonna see a lot of like really close matches as well. I feel like when you start to get into the seeding where it's like, you know, like the mid-range seeding, anywhere from like maybe like 5th seed all the way down to like 10th seed, like any of those runners within that window can like very easily go back and forth in a race. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I just feel like this race in particular is kind of a precursor to those future races. Uh-oh. Afroman.
Okay,
ooh, almost got it.
At least you need to punch.
So that gives ElectricMiles about a 2-second lead. Nothing substantial. It's only Area 1. Anything can happen. Chauncey one cycle can play a big factor, assuming Afroman gets it and Miles doesn't. You know, then he's just 30 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a little over 2 seconds here. It's no big deal. You can make this up off of mashing, technically.
I mean, yeah, you could. Just depends on how fast Miles mashes.
He did make up a second off of mashing.
He
right
literally
there.
did. I was about to say that. He just saved a second on mashing.
Alright, I'm gonna go down on Miles' game audio. A little
Yeah,
bit.
I was about to
that?
do the same thing.
How's that?
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, I think this is okay.
Nobody having any problems with Neville, so they're moving on here. I'm really not sure what kind of strats Miles has learned since he's been back. I don't even know if he's learned Laser Crusader, which if he hasn't, that's obviously going to play in Afroman's favor. And I don't even know if he's learned Chauncey One Cycle. But I know Afroman knows these strats, so he's obviously
Miles
going
has
to go
a
for him.
58, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like a 58 in this current, like the state the game is in is current. Like, what am I trying to say? The state that the game is currently in. It's like 58 is a very interesting time because I feel like you could still opt for doing like safer strats or like not, you know, like doing maybe like old school strats. But you could also still choose to do some newer stuff as well.
Yeah. Also, Miles auto-locking onto the teddy bear there. So he couldn't catch the ball.
Does what I said even make sense?
Dude, I really wasn't even listening, I'm gonna be honest.
Why, you were distracted by the Laser Crusader?
I was distracted by Miles' Laser Crusader. It was not very good.
I said, like a 58 is like one of those weird times to have where like you might have a 58 because you're doing older strats that are not updated, but you might also be doing newer strats that are updated and might not be as good as some of the runners with better times than you are. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like a 58 is like one of those, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know actually either of these guys. I don't really know what strats they're doing because both of their times are like right under that cusp of like, you know, 57, 56, like low 57 to 56 range where people start to like really go for the risky stuff.
Alright, we're gonna see Afroman go for it here. He's doing his buffered strat. And unfortunately he misses it. Miles going for it as well. Miles misses it. You know what? That's fine.
That is okay. If you want the race to be close, you want both of them to have the same outcome. So
Absolutely.
I'd rather have them both miss it than one of them get it.
So that only lost him a few seconds as opposed to going for a normal 2 cycle. Only difference is Chauncey throws these extra set of rocking horses. So they're just going to be setting up for a normal 2 cycle here. Afroman gets the ball catch. Miles gets it as well. And that's area 1. If I'm not mistaken, Afroman got a PB like a month ago. I don't think Miles has PB'd in a couple of years. I know that Miles came within about 7 seconds during one of his runs yesterday. But, yeah, he hasn't beaten his 58:30 in 2 years, according to speedrun.com.
Oh, we gotta switch audios. Whoops.
Yep.
Got it. Alright, so information in the chat says that Miles almost PB'd yesterday.
Yeah, it's like I said, he only missed it by 6-7 seconds.
So I don't even know if Afroman's been playing.
He's been doing some runs these past couple weeks. He hasn't been doing runs every day. I'd say he's maybe done like 3 streams a week. Afroman saving by accident.
What was that? That was so weird.
I think that happens when you spam A on the save. Like the screen fades in and then it fades back out. It's real weird.
Alrighty, well, I mean, everybody knows what comes up next. Honestly, Miles can make up all this time that he's behind with early release. It's just actually that easy. Or it could be worse and make the lead even bigger. So we'll see what happens. But...
Yeah, I'm interested to see how these 6 pieces go, because I know that Afroman goes for it, but I'm not sure about Miles. I feel like that's going to be the tone for the entirety of this race, is I know what Afroman's doing, does Miles do something different?
Well, Afroman's strats are pretty updated, right?
Yeah. Okay, he's going to have to go for doubles. Ooh, what is he doing? This is not going to work out in his favor.
No, that's really bad. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah,
Alright, well, Miles...
make up so much time.
Miles has a significant advantage here. Actually, it's probably gonna just about even out.
Afroman somehow managing his lead because Miles missed a double.
Yeah, I think Afroman probably should have just, like, bailed on doing the 6 piece right there and just opted for the doubles. Alright, neither of them get ER, so we stay the same.
Yeah, very similar races so far, which honestly you like to see. I feel like the next big thing that comes up is just going to be tech skip, and then from there on out, it's just how well can each runner play, and that'll just pretty much determine the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of, like, the big stuff, like, I will say, like, Boolossus can even have an impact. I know, even when my time was around, like, the 57, 58 range, I would choke runs to Boolossus and stuff like that all the time. So, like, it can definitely still happen, especially, I don't know how either of these guys really feel about, like, the tournament settings and how well they play, like, if they feel the pressure of being in a tournament race or something. But if they do, then that can also just equate to, like, naturally making your gameplay worse. It's hard to play with nerves if you are nervous. So, I mean, like, as far as the RNG factors go, I mean, RNG is going to be throughout the entire run, but yeah, tech skip is, like, the next big thing. And other than that, it's just, like, maintaining composure. And judging by how close they are so far, I feel like literally, anything can happen. They've both been making mistakes, so I don't know. That's the thing, when you look at this skill range.
It's interesting, because I feel like, at least in the case of Afroman, he's like right at the cusp on whether or not RNG starts to make a difference in a run. Because I feel like for this race in particular, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, probably not. But I also feel like at this skill range, it's easier to, like as an example, Afroman's PB is what, like 30 seconds better or something like that? But it's very easy.
40.
It's very easy to, like, play worse than your PB. But it's also, at the same time, very possible to play better than your PB, too, because your time is really not at the point where, like, for the strats that these guys are probably going to go for, neither of their times probably accurately represent what they are capable of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's always an interesting dynamic to see, like, you know, runners who aren't, like, super duper top level. Like, when you see Pablo play, like, Pablo does consistent stuff. He goes for all the hard stuff, and he's very consistent at it. You go for the hard stuff, you're very consistent at it. Joven, same thing. So,
yeah,
like,
it's just about these guys executing those same tricks and not making a substantial mistake.
Right, so, like, it's a lot more likely for them to, oh, like, I'm gonna go for this risky thing because I'm good enough to do it, but I might not be as consistent at it as somebody who's better than me. So it's very easy for me to lose 20 seconds to something and my opponent to, you know, get it and then save that time on me, where, like, you know what I mean? I feel like the big thing, that's what I really like about these races, like, here, that's kind of the sad part about as the tournament progresses. I feel like Chauncey One Cycle's kind of been like a little bit detrimental to tournaments and to like races and stuff like that, because when you're talking about two high level runners, like if you and Joven raced each other, if one of you guys gets Chauncey One Cycle and the other
and the other one doesn't, that pretty much determines the outcome. Whereas with these guys, it's not unlikely for one of them to make up that lost time if the other person gets it.
Exactly, because like there's so much time for them to save and lose throughout the run, like on other things, just because of like where they're at. Like it's, I don't know, but I also think this is the most fun, like skill range to watch Luigi's Mansion be raced at, and I also think it's the most fun to play. I think right where these guys are right now is like where I really enjoyed playing LM.
Yeah.
But hey, I will say, like, a super good race between like a 1 and 2 seed is also extremely fun to watch too. But I just feel like,
assuming they can both get past Chauncey,
that's
like,
exactly
the
why I
outcome
say
the
that.
exact same.
It's literally ever since last year, like pretty much last tournament, because Chauncey One Cycle is gonna be like 2 years old at the end of the year. So this is only our second tournament with Chauncey One Cycle being a thing.
Yeah. But at that point, when you watch those very high-level races, it's also, well, RNG also plays a factor. So because you know that both those runners play about as optimally as you possibly can. It's just about getting the luck necessary to have a good time.
Right, and to keep up with the like if you're playing against somebody who's getting crazy RNG and you're getting like worst spot every room, like you're inevitably just not you're not gonna win. Like it's the sad part of it. But
and that's the nice thing. It's like you said. That's the nice thing about races like right around this skill level in particular, because you're at that point where this is really like peak gameplay where RNG doesn't matter.
Right. RNG isn't gonna completely like determine even a trick as big as Chauncey One Cycle isn't gonna be big enough to determine the entire race. Like
I don't really like this setup that Afroman went for here.
I don't either. Miles actually pulls ahead from that.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Well, there you go. Hey, like we said, it's no big deal, right? This is probably gonna flip flop like crazy just because, you know. That's how the nature of this is. That's how the nature of this time range is. So I love it, dude. I don't know. I think if there's one thing I can say is if you're playing at this skill level right here, you should enjoy the time that you have playing Luigi's Mansion, because this is like right at the point where like your improvement is like almost purely dependent on you getting better at the game and not the game being generous to you. I mean, obviously it plays a role. Like if you get really good RNG, it always helps no matter what skill range you're at. But there's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I love it. I think this is gonna be good. I've said it a million times. I think this race is gonna be close up until the end.
Ooh, Afroman actually missing the candles. Candle, you missed a candle. So we switched over to Miles' audio. He's probably got maybe a 4-second lead right now. Mega pointing out that they got double Butley mouse. Big Max would be proud.
You know what else is crazy about these guys too? Is like, technically speaking, if they played somebody who was seated really high and they had an amazing run and the person they were playing against had a like our race last night, when we all raced for fun last night, they could have very well beaten us on the run
absolutely.
last night. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't be unlikely to end up losing to a person who's in 15th place. Like, take Afroman, for example. He could have easily won that. All he had to do was just play on par with his PB.
Right, and like that's why I feel like at this skill range you are more likely to play on par with your PB, because you can make up time that the game might lose you just from giving you bad luck, or even just the mistakes that you make. Like, I don't know.
Ooh, that goes a little high for Miles. I don't think it's gonna matter though. He should clean up this quad, no problem.
That's alright. Afroman gets the quad. Oh no!
Oh no!
What happened? Alright, well, burning here is definitely...
Oh man, he should have just burned that guy.
Alright, well, at least it didn't disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the projected finish time for it depends on who you're talking about, because I feel like the skill range from our tournament participants can be anywhere.
It depends.
It could be anywhere from like I mean, I would
Let's say
in
like
second round, probably like a 1 hour, like maybe like a 101 or a 102 or something like that, all the way down to like a 55, maybe a 54.
It just depends on what races you're watching. You're gonna have some races where the second place ends with a 56, and in others you'll have it where they end with a 105 or a 106.
Right. But yeah, Joven got it right. For these guys, it's probably about a 59 would be a safe bet. 59, maybe an hour. If they get really good runs, it could be a 58, maybe even a 57. Like, but I mean, it can go anywhere. You can lose a ton of time in Luigi's Mansion. Like, it is hard to play on par with your PB every single run, because things really can domino effect and go wrong, but
It's like Miles has piano RNG. Taking the safe route, just capturing the boo before he opens the chest. Don't blame him there. This boo is a pain to lose. I think there was a race a couple days ago where somebody lost this boo. I don't remember who it was. But, yeah. He chased the boo all the way into, the bathroom where you suck up those two grabbers.
oh, that's a weird spot for that thing to go. Why, did it go all the way left into, like, the little bathroom?
Yeah, it went into the bathroom with Toad, and then it went into the other bathroom.
Afroman played that risky. He didn't even R-pump.
I feel like he doesn't care at this point. He knows he's making mistakes, and he knows he's got to make up time.
Yeah,
even if he's not watching the stream, he knows that, alright, well, I have to anticipate that Miles is not making the same mistakes.
Yeah, so any percent no out of bounds is 40 boos. I think both of these guys would go for Breaker Boo, right? I don't think there's any question in that.
I don't know, actually. I really don't.
The thing with this category is, like, technically there is, like, a boo route you can choose to do. You can choose to do the safer boo route and go for a 300 HP boo in Area 4 rather than going for another one. Because the one-cycle strategy for Breaker Boo is, like, pretty finicky if you don't have a good feel for it, so.
Plus, like, the time save that you get from going for Breaker Boo as opposed to Vampire Boo isn't even substantial. It saves that max, like, 12 seconds. So I feel like at this skill level, it really doesn't make a difference, but if they're gonna go for Breaker Boo, they better hope they get it.
Right. I feel like, that's why I'm saying, like, it's interesting, because I feel like at the times that both of them are at, they're good enough to do it. Like, I feel like they can definitely do it. I just don't know.
But you also have that mindset where, well, it may be more hassle than it's worth. Because, yeah, that's a potential 12 seconds I can save, but at the same time, do I just want to completely risk this in a race?
But it also depends on where you're at going in Area 4, too. If you're 30 seconds behind your opponent, you might be, like, desperate to just save up some time because you don't know if you're going to get 30 seconds of time save.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Oh, that double for Afro, man. That was so wide.
So I wouldn't anticipate anybody having any problems with bottom layer, but it could happen. So I think we're looking at, what, probably like a 30-second difference, 25 seconds?
Yeah. Miles has been playing really well. Ever since Boo release, Miles has been playing pretty consistently. So mad props to him. It's crazy how he can just come back from this game, or to this game after a while of not playing it, and then just play like a beast.
Alright, so Miles had a 2154 suck up, so we'll see what Acroman gets. We'll do the math on the lead. I think it is around like 25 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah. Afroman getting dragged.
Okay.
He's good.
Yep. Alright.
It was looking awful for a second there. I thought he was certainly going to break.
It's like right at 30 seconds. So Miles has a pretty sizable lead right now, but Afroman can definitely make this up. For sure. Hey, maybe I spoke it into existence. If your opponent is 30 seconds ahead of you, think you go for breaker, bro.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see what he does.
Area 3 is pretty luck dependent as well, though. So, like, even, I mean, to kind of counter what we were saying earlier, in a situation like this, luck could give Afroman a little bit of an advantage here if he does get luckier than Miles.
It could, and particularly the Area 1 hallway, because you do have to do some backtracking later on in Area 3 to get the twins, and you also have to clean up the rest of the hallway booths, and that whole segment's just strictly RNG.
Yeah. So it would be nice for Afroman if he could get luck to go on his side, or maybe get luck to go against Miles just to make up some of this time. But 30 seconds is probably salvageable, even just through gameplay. I feel like he could do it.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, hats off to Miles. He's been playing really well.
Absolutely.
Like, honestly, not many mistakes so far. Can't complain about a run like this.
You know what, he missed Chauncey one cycle and he missed a double in Ballroom. I really can't count that many more mistakes aside from that.
No.
I'm curious if Miles goes for the tech skip in T-Room, because if he doesn't, then there's one portion of the game where Afroman has the potential to save time, because I know he goes for tech skip. And if his setup's good enough, then he could probably save maybe 4 to 5 seconds there.
Yeah, I would say probably like 5. It also depends on the luck too, though. If that boo is left side, sometimes it can be hard to save tech skip. Some people don't know how to like get him around the table. See what happens.
So we'll see how Miles' T-Room goes. Oh, he's going for it.
I think that, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, just the auto lock on the plate, but I mean, it was a really good recovery.
Alright, so Afroman definitely needs to get a good setup here as well, just to...
And just a little small detail, you notice how Miles checked the left side when he opened the chest? I really liked that.
Wait, he didn't go for it?
Yeah, but there was nothing there.
No. Afroman didn't set up tech skip.
Oh, tech skip? Oh, you're right. I swore he went for that. Miles doesn't see that the ice element went right.
Ooh, okay, well, this kind of helps Afroman's case.
Miles, where are you going? Okay, I see what he's doing.
Yeah, I saw that thing go tumbling over
Yeah.
the right side of the room.
I can't believe he didn't see that.
I know. Well, that's alright. Afroman needed that. Honestly. That he did make up a good amount of time off of that.
The Nana first. This should be interesting. So in this category in particular, we typically do Petunia first. And the reason for that is because when there's one set of pearls loaded in after you've sucked up a Portrait Ghost and you immediately fight another one, then that second Portrait Ghost that you fight, their pearls won't spawn in. At least a good majority of them. And since there's no Boo in Petunia's room, we like to do Petunia first, then Nana second, just so we don't auto-lock onto those pearls.
Right.
But it's not a problem for Miles.
Usually, like, the more pearls that there are in the room, like, I mean, technically, if you're avoiding them, you're avoiding them. But the more pearls, it's probably riskier that you're going to hit an auto lock. So, and 100% we do it the opposite way, though. So you don't, you know. We do Nana first because you're going to get the pearls anyways. And then you don't have to worry about any pearls getting stuck in the tub on the two and having to respawn.
Oh yeah.
I think the boo went left for Afroman. Yep. This really isn't as far apart as it was. Afroman did make up some time despite that boo switching in Nana's room. That's one of the most unfortunate switches in the game, man. Like, you have these wider rooms, and the objects are more spaced out. So, if a boo like that switches in one of those rooms, it's just... it can be a lot of time lost.
Yeah, I think Afroman made up about 10-11 seconds throughout the last, like, 3 minutes. So that's pretty good for him. Alright, that's pretty good Astral Hall for
Yeah, for both of them.
Not bad.
Here's hoping they both get first try Moonshot. Moonshot is deceptively difficult. Miles taking a little bit of extra time to line it up, but he gets it.
I think he did have the angle early on.
Yeah, I think he had it initially, but I don't blame him for second guessing himself.
Alright, let's see how Afroman's goes.
He almost just straight up missed the comet.
Oh, good.
Afroman probably saved like 3 seconds just from that moonshot because he fired it instantly, whereas Miles took a little bit more of a methodical approach and took the time to set it up.
Yeah, we're only looking at about 15 seconds now, so Afroman, just like that, Afroman's already knocked this lead half of what it was.
Yeah, this gap is narrowing. This race is once again getting close. He's already saved about half the time that he needs to. If he can just manage to pull out another 15 seconds somewhere, then we'll be back to even.
Mario.
Crazy. 31 minutes in, and this race has been close and entertaining the entire way through. I feel like by this point, like in 80% of the races, it's already pretty one-sided at this point, and you already know who's going to win.
Yeah, and this can still keep going back and forth. If Afroman gets the lead back, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to maintain it either. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel it. That's why I love it. I love commentating these types of races, man. It's always good.
Yep.
These are usually the types of races that you get the photo finishes in, where you gotta look back at it and be like, oh my god, this guy won by like a half a second.
Oh wait, Miles got funny text. Let's go. So he's going to save a second there because he didn't have to watch the animation of Luigi picking up the glove. If you catch this boo and then take a step back after this animation that Afroman's doing, then you can actually pick up the glove and save and quit and skip watching that animation. But unfortunately, Afroman missed it, so unlike Miles, he is going to be mirror warping at a billiards room. think that boost switched for Afroman. Maybe he didn't. Maybe the radar was just being funny.
Mario. Oh yeah.
Alright, who's psycho enough to go for twins double in the race? Let's see it. The answer is nobody, but if somebody does, I will be pleasantly surprised. Maybe Afroman will just stunt right now and just go for it.
Really good for Miles. It'd be really good for him if this boo is just right here in the dartboard. Ooh, but he's gonna check the table first.
Oh yeah.
Miles getting a Van Gore text. It's not good. I think Afroman got long text on Neville Boo, but it wasn't Van Gore text.
Afroman has a solid read here. Alright, he's definitely saving a couple seconds on that boo, just off his luck.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, Miles getting worst case scenario in this room. Boo and decoy on the right side. Fortunately, he found him before the decoy. So he's gonna set up for a tech skip here and mirror warp out.
Afroman could make up some time here if this boo is nice.
Oh, that's huge.
And it is. Yeah, that is huge. That's a lot of time, actually.
Okay, yeah, we're within about 10 seconds of each other at this point.
Alright, 34:51 entry. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is like right at 10, 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
12 seconds. The gap is narrowing, even still. And we've already established that Afroman mashes a little bit faster than Miles, so he has the potential to make up even a few seconds just from this segment here.
Yeah, you could probably make up like 2 or 3, honestly.
It's gonna be interesting, because either of these guys could have the lead out of Area 3. It's just gonna depend on how well their Boolossus 1 cycles go. Or they better hope that they 1 cycle.
Yeah, Afroman has already made up like 3 seconds. That's crazy, dude.
And they're not even done yet.
Not even done. He's probably gonna make up another second. Alright, let's see. He really did, dude, he's now 7 seconds behind now.
So he made up 5 seconds just from mashing. That's insane.
That is crazy, dude. Yeah, he made up like 4 or 5 seconds off of that. Wow.
If this boo's right here for Afroman, this is just gonna get even closer. Oh my god.
Oh boy. Well, oh, and Miles gets
Oh,
long
man.
text, too. If Afroman gets short text, we're looking at like 3 seconds, dude.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Go out the door, Afroman!
Alright. It's about like 6 seconds. Well, he negated some of the time save that he got by just standing there, but that's okay.
Alright, they both remembered ice. They did not pull a LeBron James. It's true that LeBron James speedran this game at one point, and he forgot ice. Really nice double from Miles. Ooh, I like the strat Afroman's going for, but unfortunately it cost him.
Okay. Both of them.
That wasn't
taps.
that bad.
I don't even know what happened to Miles.
I was gonna ask you the same question.
How are they still even?
Miles must have had like a little run around with the last garbage ghost, because he got the double. That's the only thing I can think of. He tripped, I see.
Okay, Afroman gets a little long text here. So the lead is still about the same, roughly 5 seconds. Alright, well this Boolossus, I mean, Afroman could walk out of this ahead.
Or Miles could expand his lead.
Right.
We'll see.
Miles could expand the lead. Man, it's crazy. This is a good race, dude.
I know.
I'm glad I signed up for this one. We all kind of knew it was going to be good. Like, you just know, man.
Not very often you get to watch a race this close and have your self-proclaimed fan favorite commentators commentating the match.
Self-proclaimed fan favorite. Yeah. The fans haven't proclaimed us as their favorite. We've proclaimed ourselves as their favorites.
But, you know, if you guys want to proclaim us as your fan favorites... Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, this is bad.
This is almost certainly a 2-cycle. Oh my god, and he almost saved it.
Wow, Afroman. Alright, there you go. Just like that, Afroman takes the lead. It's not going to be a huge lead, but it is a lead.
We just gotta see how quickly Miles can clean this up here. Oh my god, get him, get him, get him! Yes.
Okay, okay. It could be worse. It's like about 15 seconds, maybe a little less in Afroman's favor, but it could be worse.
Mario.
So he pulls it ahead. See, just like that. Just like that. We were talking about a 30-second difference going in Miles' favor, and now we're talking about around 15 going in Afroman's favor. All it was one area.
And they're literally just the length of this EGAD text apart. Alright, so we will swap the audio over to MrAfroman20. We are now using Afro audio. What are your predictions for Grimly?
I'm gonna say Afroman's gonna get like a 3-second Grimly, and Miles is gonna get instant. I think the game wants us to see a close race. So I'm gonna say that the game's gonna give Miles a couple seconds.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that I think Miles' Grimly's gonna be better as well. I'm just being optimistic, because I too want to see a close race.
I'm gonna say instant on Miles' side, and I'm gonna say about 3-4 seconds on Afroman's side.
I'm curious to see if Miles does blackout in standard. Or if he's gonna switch when he goes through this door. Okay, yeah, he's switching. I got my hopes up for a second there.
Hey, I just stopped doing sidestep and started doing standard. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah, learning standard really wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. That's like the only way I can do it now. Sidestep blackout's just a foreign concept to me at this point.
Alright, let's see if our predictions are correct. Let's see. So we're not pulling for Afroman to get worse RNG, but we're pulling for a close race. So, in whatever means necessary. Okay, well, that was not 3 seconds, but Miles gets instant. I wasn't far.
Oh yeah.
I was wrong.
It's actually worse than Afroman's. Oh, come on, man.
Okay. Funny enough, if I would have swapped the two, then I would have been closer to being right. Alright, well, that's definitely not the greatest thing, but it's only a couple seconds. It's not that bad.
I don't think Afroman goes for Breaker Boo. I can't recall a single time outside of Hundo where I've ever seen him do it.
Yeah, neither of them.
Kind of amazed that double was a miss for Afroman.
Oh yeah.
It looked like a really good setup. I would have done it the same way. Miles saving a little bit of time because of that. There's something in the right shelf here for Miles. If it's the Boo, then yeah, he's gaining some ground.
Alright. Hey, that's good for Miles. He needed that.
You just gotta watch out for the hearts. He's
Okay,
good.
That was scary though. Alright. We will do a pace check up here. See what we're looking like. I'm thinking it's still roughly around 15.
Yeah, we'll see when Afroman enters this door.
Actually, I'm timing from right here. It's about 14 seconds.
Okay.
So it's doable. I don't know. No, here's the next thing that I have to question is whether either of them do soldier double or not. I feel like it would be a strat that Afroman would go for. I feel like Afroman would go for soldier double.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, moment of truth. We'll see if he does opt to go for it.
I feel like I'm leaning more towards him going for it. I wouldn't be shocked if Miles went for it as well. Oh, he's going for it, baby. Oh, and he got him in the corner. Oh, that literally
was
could
so
not have gone
clean,
better.
man. Yeah, that was so clean.
It's so nice when you get both of them in the corner like that because you do damage to both of them at the exact same time. I don't like this.
No, it's too much.
He's just getting pulled around way too hard there.
Afro-Man's was so nice, man. That was one of the nicest Silver Devils I've ever seen, dude. Oh, so clean.
And it's crazy too, because like just the dynamic in this race. Miles had such a clean early game, but his late game, not so much. Whereas Afro-Man had a bad late game, or a bad early game, but he's having a really good late game.
I think it kind of highlights the importance. Like, Area 2, don't get me wrong, is really important, but Area 3 and 4 are, like instrumental to success. Like, you have to be able to play good in Area... I think Area 3 in No Out of Bounds, personally,
Oh no.
is more difficult than Area 4. I don't know how you feel.
No, I absolutely agree with that.
I think Area 3 is more detrimental if it goes bad than Area 4.
Yeah. I mean, I also think that varies depending on skill set. Because, like, I feel like it matters more in the sense if you have a 54 or a 55, simply because it's just a more RNG-heavy area. Whereas, like we've already established, at lower levels, RNG doesn't hold that much weight. So, I don't know. I think it just depends. I'd say right around 58, 59, 1 hour. Area 4 might be more detrimental.
I think...
But
well,
no, you're right.
Oh yeah.
At, like, higher skill sets...
These guys also aren't going for, like,
crazy strats.
crazy Area 4 strats either, though. Like, that's the thing, though, is I feel like even like, at a high level, the strats in Area 4, like, once you get them down, like, they're not so bad as long as you're practiced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I don't know. I mean, that Area 3, if you think about it, really, Area 3 lost Miles, like, 45 seconds in
It
comparison
did.
to Afro, man. So, that's a ton of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when comparing Area 2 to Area 4, it's like, Area 4 definitely holds more weight in terms of performing better.
Sure. Yeah, Area 3 and 4 hold more weight than any other area in the game, obviously, besides Chauncey. But, like, that's one strat in a 6-minute area.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. That's bad. Yeah, so it kind of seems like at this point Afro-Man is running away with this.
Yeah, things from this point on would have to go, like, kind of unbelievably bad.
So unfortunately, it's just a culmination of Afro-Man's playing pretty well and Miles is making a lot of mistakes, so that's just further expanding Afro-Man's lead. It's going to be really hard for Miles to come back from this, but we're not going to say it's impossible, because anything can happen.
Right. Who knows, man? Crown theft changes everything. You never know when somebody might accidentally crown theft.
Tends to happen at least once a year.
Have you ever commentated a race for somebody crown theft?
I don't think I have, no.
I haven't either. So basically the way that crown theft works is like the crown on top of King Boo's head still has a hitbox like any other gem. And what triggers the end of the boss fight is touching that gem.
So if you touch the gem on top of King Boo's head, so if King Boo flies low enough for you to be able to make contact with the crown, technically you can grab the crown right off the top of his head. But the problem with that is the game registers the fight as being finished, but you didn't technically catch King Boo, so the game itself doesn't actually finish, so you can never get the credits. It ends the boss fight without giving you the King Boo portrait, which would actually allow you to, like, get the credits. So you're pretty much, like, it doesn't count, because you're not gonna get the credits. The
Yeah,
game is not registered as being finished.
The whole premise of this game is achieving the credits without going out of bounds. So, by not actually catching King Boo, you can't achieve the credits. You can get the gem, but the game's not finished.
Yeah, so basically the way that the game would check... Like, the way that the game ends the final boss fight is by grabbing the crown, but the way that the game checks to see that it's actually been completed is that you have that... You know, you've caught King Boo. You have to actually capture King Boo. Otherwise, the game won't finish. So you're literally just stuck in... You can't re-trigger the boss fight, like, it's done. The game thinks the boss fight's over, but you've never captured King Boo, so it's never gonna send you past Area 4. You're just gonna be stuck there forever. So you'd have to reset to your last save if you were to crown theft and replay the game so that you can actually, like... Or replay from your last save so you can actually get the credit sequence. Yeah, crown theft is a bad thing. If it gave us credits, then it would be perfectly legal. But technically, like, softbox game, so doesn't count.
That was a really good twirler triple for Afroman. They stayed in one spot. Yeah, and all gems, it doesn't matter. Because the premise of all gems is just to get all the gems. You don't need the credits. Really? I don't think I've ever seen anyone drop a triple there without touching a banana. I thought he had that. Alright, so Afroman just caught Van Gore. He's gonna get this final boo here. Ideally in 2 cycles. And then he is gonna go to the basement and fight King Boo. So this is sort of where that distinction with the route comes in if you decide to do Breaker Boo. If you did end up doing Breaker Boo, you would just skip this boo right here. As you can see, it has 300 HP. And because of that, you can't one-cycle it. You have to do it in a minimum of 2. And it looks like it's going to be a 3-cycle for Afroman because this boo's double cackling a lot. Yeah, if it gave credits, we'd honestly probably have a setup for crown theft by this point. Because people would have almost certainly have labbed it out.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of dependent on the game. I'm glad that it doesn't give credits, because if King Boo doesn't cooperate with you... I mean, I feel like there's probably something you can do to manipulate him to go down.
It just feels like it...
But...
It's just entirely an RNG aspect.
Right, it feels like so luck dependent. I mean, obviously, like... Maybe if we did lab it out, we'd find out that it wasn't. But I think we're better off with King Boo 1 cycle than we would be if crown theft was a thing. I'm glad King Boo 1 cycle exists.
Afroman getting hit by the door of the exploder.
Or the exploder.
Yeah. That's the official name.
True.
And Miles, I don't know if you noticed there, but he got Van Gore text on Van Gore Boo after he caught Van Gore. That's so stupid.
You gotta love when EGAD explains to you about Van Gore, who you've already beaten.
But it can happen. Just because you caught Van Gore doesn't mean that that text goes away.
Yeah, so like pretty much, we would have to see crown theft or the most colossal King Boo choke of all time for this race to flip right now. It's not impossible, but
Basically, what we're saying is Afro-Man would have to fall harder than the Roman Empire.
yes,
Which, as we can tell from the history books, that did happen. So it's not impossible. It's very unlikely.
Alright, let's see it.
I like that he still went for the insta-shot there.
Afro-Man would have to fall harder than the Roman Empire.
249.
249 is good enough.
It's right about where you want to be. Anything in the 250 range is good.
King Boo is low enough for him to crown theft on accident. GG to Afro-Man.
Good job, Afro-Man. 5905.
Yeah, 59's not bad.
Considering all those early game mistakes, I think you should be very proud of that run.
Alright, we will mark Afro-Man as done. We'll click over to Miles audio.
Oh my god, 232. That was incredible.
That was a great first cycle. Miles is probably, he may barely be able to squeak out. I don't know if he just got it one out. I think he's a one flat.
Yep, 1 hour. Flat.
GG Miles.
Good job, Miles.
Hey, so you know what? Within a minute of each other, that ain't bad. I mean, it was a good race.
Apparently the invite denied Afro-Man, so I'm just gonna send it to him directly.
Alright, we'll get these guys in for a little post-race interview.
Yep. We got some things to chat about.
Little post-race interview. Always good to get the runners in afterwards. Get their thoughts on the runs. In the meantime,
Apparently the invite won't let Afro-Man in.
really?
That is
Even when you DM'd him?
Yeah. Miles got in just fine. He's in the setup channel.
Afro-Man is banned from SpeedGaming 5.
Sorry, Afro-Man. We're unfortunately gonna have to give this win to Miles. You are banned.
Maybe it's like an account verification thing? Potentially.
Keep saying it's an invalid invite for him. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Afro-Man. That's weird. Because like I said, Miles got in just fine. He's in the other VC. Let me try to ping the person who set up the race. See if they can do anything.
All right. I'll fluff my hair up a little bit. Here we go. I'll be Afro-Man. Ask me the question.
So Afroman, how did you feel about that run? 59.05 is not too bad.
I think my run went pretty good. I got a 59. It was a bad early game, but I pulled it back and I got the win. And GG's to Miles, and I think I did a great job. Well, thanks so much, Afroman, for that insightful interview. Thank you. I really, really appreciate your thoughts. How'd I do? Afroman, would you have said something like that? I think that's pretty good. Oh, Miles, you're more than welcome to join the on-air voice channel, by the way, if you want to get in. Yeah, even if Afroman can't
Feel
get in.
free to come on in.
We already had Afroman in here 20 seconds ago, so like you're good to join.
Hi, Miles.
I thought I had to get dragged in. My bad.
Oh no, you're good. You're more than you were more than welcome to join.
Whoopsie.
Well, now you know for next time.
Yeah. Okay. Noted.
Well, so I mean, the basic questions. How'd you feel? What was going on? What would you take back? What were you proud of? You know the drill.
Gotcha. All right. All in all, I'm a little disappointed by that run. Voice crack. That could have been a lot better. So I wasn't going to win a race of speed. So I had to focus on making as few mistakes as possible. And it was working the first half, and then I started getting sloppy.
Oh, absolutely. Everything up to like the middle part of Area 3, I'd say, was pretty flawless.
Yeah, no, I mean, my start was kind of sloppy between Laser Crusade and Shy Guys, but then I picked it up and played really well through like through the rest of Area 2 and most of Area 3.
Yeah, out of Area 2, you had like well over a 30-second lead.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
And I had a feeling like if I was gonna have a lead, it's because I made fewer mistakes, and then because I had the stream on in the back, so I knew what was going on. But I was just seeing Area 3. It's like, oh, close the gap by 3 seconds. Oh, close the gap by 3 seconds. Oh, close the gap by 3 seconds. Like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Honestly, I mean, you were still in it up until the main thing that went wrong was just like when that Armory Boo left. Like that's where it became.
Yeah,
that's
I mean that one was painful, but I would a little toxic of my own mindset. But when I lost Bulasis, that was GG for me. I figured the race is over on Bulasis.
The crazy thing is it was only about a 12 to 13 second gap at that point.
Yeah,
you definitely could have pulled it back, but I mean, hey, you know what? As I always say, it's winners. So you still got your chance in losers. I know you're capable of a better time than a 1 flat, and that's not even a bad time. But I know you could probably pop out a 58 in a race. So like
58 in a race would be really cool, and it's definitely possible. Although I'd say,
judging by the run that you had yesterday, you're clearly overdue for a PB. I wouldn't be shocked if you 57 in a race.
We'll see. It could definitely happen. I will need Chauncey 1 cycle to work for that to happen, but which I did get yesterday. And
at least both of you guys missed it in this one, though. So like nobody was at any advantage. That was nice. No, you guys kept it close, like pretty much right up until Area 4, like the middle of Area 4.
I mean, all in all, like with just how both of us played, that was a very good race.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I said, I'm disappointed by how I played in the second half of the run. Yeah. Like I could have played a lot better. I don't honestly like just for an average good race run for me. I probably would end up around like a 59. 20 something, 30 something, so I probably still would have lost, but that's fine. But that's just my own how I feel about how I play.
You can tap into the consistency that you were playing with in your Area 2, and you can carry that out through the rest of it. Like you said, sometimes winning races isn't about winning with speed, though. It's about winning with consistency.
Yeah, that's how I play, so that's how I roll with it. That's how I did well in the last tournament I joined.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you still got your losers round that you'll be going to. So Afroman is, let's look at the bracket. Afroman moves on.
Going to face Pablo.
He's probably going to play Pablo, barring something detrimental for Pablo, but he's probably going to play Pablo. So
see, that's the fun of the 16-17 seed. You get the closest race, and then whoever wins gets to verse the first seed.
Right. So,
So
hey, you know what? At least you get to drop down, and then you probably get a match that's a lot more manageable than the Pablo match. So.
Miles, you are either going to be facing the loser of Lethal Boar and Anamaku,
all right.
and I believe that is scheduled for Friday. Is that right? I think so.
Yeah, so we'll probably see you on here again next week at some point, and then, I mean, we've got a ton of races coming up. I don't know. Can you put the schedule? Are we allowed to link the schedule?
I think the bot does it automatically, but it hasn't posted anything in a minute.
Okay, well, I will say there's 3 races going on tomorrow. There's one at 10 a.m. Dip versus Len. That's on.
Here we go.
That's on the SpeedGaming channel.
Yeah,
And then-
there's the bracket in the chat.
Actually, Miles and AfroMan are both commentating together tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern.
Absolute
Hope there's no
hype.
bad blood.
Yeah, hopefully you guys aren't at each other's throats because of this high-intensity match that we witnessed today.
I'm totally honest. Like, I joined more for the commentary than anything.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna get the suit on for the commentary.
Hey, there you go.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a blast.
Absolutely. And I look forward to watching it.
We have like 10 other races scheduled. So we've got 3 tomorrow, 3 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and then another one on Monday. So honestly, you know, I'll advertise the Discord. If you're not in it and you want to keep an eye on everything going on with the tournament, stuff like that, you can always join the LM Discord. Obviously, like, you know, same thing goes as usual. Thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting and whatnot, having us for another year. And, you know, there's plenty of LM to be played. I think this is the biggest tournament we've had in like 5 years or something like that. So it's a good one. There's a lot of people in this tournament, so I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, 38 people. Our 2019 tournament was the exact same size, and then I think that was only beaten by our tournament from 2017 or 2018, where we had like 47, and we haven't come anywhere close to that since.
Yeah, so this is the biggest tournament we've had since like 5 years ago. So it's a big deal. It's big.
It is. And thanks to everyone who's participating. It really means a lot, because we couldn't do this without you.
All right. So, well, GG's again. Miles, thanks again for participating. And obviously, you're not done yet. So,
No, I'm far from done. Even if I'm out, I won't be done.
Right, there you
I'm
go.
still very involved. I'm going to try to be at
involved.
least.
You'll see him on the commentaries. I'm sure he'll be signing up for matches, doing some runs and whatnot. So, you know, as far as everything else, thanks everybody for coming out, chatting, and hanging with us. And SpeedGaming again for setting up the race for today and all the rest of the races. Other than that, I mean, if there's anything else to say, you guys go ahead. But if not, we can send it off.
GG, well played. Afro, if you're still there, unfortunately couldn't join, but
Hey, that's all right. No, I provided a good interview for him on his behalf.
Yeah.
So, I think I killed it.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. Anyways, we're going to hop off of here now. Next race will be tomorrow, I think. So until then, thank you all for watching, and good luck to the rest of the racers. We're out of here.
Peace out.
Peace.
peace.
GG's, boys.
GG.
All right, I'll